no idea I had been nominated, so that was a huge surprise, and an even huger surprise to know that I'd won a Scottish Book Trust Award.
Susan's been appointed now for 1 year as our school librarian, and in that time she's made a significant impact in establishing a reading culture here.
When Susan came, the library was in a bad way. It was quite a sad place.
We'd been without a librarian for a number of years. This was an empty room that wasn't used by any children, and the door was locked.
When Miss Morton came to the school, that all changed. The library suddenly became open to everyone at all times. When I would walk past, going from class to class, there's always people in.
The first thing she did was speak to the children, and she resourced the library into a library that they wanted and that they needed.
Sometimes she'll advise me with books and see which ones are good, maybe which ones that would suit me.
Miss Morton's actually really good at that. She'll recommend us different books from what we've taken out, and she'll also ask for recommendations to buy into the library for other people.
I think what Susan has done is created much more variety in the literature that she has in the library. So she's really added to the graphic novels that we have here, and magazines and kind of literature that a lot of young people find a lot more accessible to them, that they're not intimidated by.
Susan made a number of different applications to a number of different areas to try and get some funds to resource the library, and she was successful in these bids.
Stock has quadrupled, and also withdrawals have quadrupled.
She's also created lots of new initiatives. There's a club almost every day in the library, and some days after school as well.
There's a comic club where we can make our own comics or read and draw. And it started this year.
We've got now different children using the library space, not just children who like to read books.
Before I never, ever used to read in primary school, and Miss Morton's helped. She's inspired me to read.
I think when you start to get to know your pupils, when something comes along you think, oh, I know a person who's going to read that and they're going to love it.
I love reading now. I do it every lunchtime, every morning.
You've got a book put aside for somebody, and the pupil in question who has been waiting for the book, you might get a squeal or a mini fist pump. It could be they hug the book. It could be something. I find that personally really rewarding.
A lot of the initiatives that have been run in the school this year in the library, Susan has been entirely responsible for. She has found the opportunities, she has found the application forms and completed them all herself.
We did an author in residence with Cathy McPhail, and we all wrote our own short stories, and this book came from all those.
We had a great launch. The children invited their parents and other people from the community. We sold loads of copies, and they now see themselves as writers of the future.
In the past, it was the English department's workload to try and get these opportunities, and now we have Susan. We have had 10 times more things happen because she's really taken the initiative herself.
It's been absolutely fantastic. There's been a complete change in culture here in Inverclyde Academy in terms of coming to the library, whereas in the past it was not seen to be cool. Now it's not cool if you don't join in.
I've noticed that our children within the drama classroom have been using their imaginations much more. It's not repeats of the video games that they're playing and repeats of television programmes that they're watching. We've got much more interest in engaging performances from the pupils.
I mean, one boy actually the other day was in my classroom, and when he should have been listening, he was actually sitting reading a book. So I'd never really experienced that prior to when Susan came here. So that is, although it's slightly annoying that I had to kind of get him off task for that, it was a really positive thing to see a young person reading.
To have somebody like Susan who really has taken the library and is making it all that it can be has just added infinitely to the whole school. We can't thank Susan enough for what she's done.
The children are never out of this space. It's a vibrant hub of the school, and we couldn't do without Susan Morton in our life.